Let's do it. This is the 3 jersey break number 56. Going to screen share everybody the break. Gene, you're at the bottom. Josie at the top. Going to copy. We're going to random. And we're going to hit random 7 times. This is 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Gene T, you're at the bottom. Frey at the top. Going to copy. And then we're going to paste in to our STrike3 Jereseys spreadsheet right here. We're going to make this real big. I know John pulled a Shaq earlier, Miami Heat Shaq jersey. Pretty awesome. I think it was a Heat one. Frey, you got Roger Craig, Manti Te'o, Brad W., AJ Green, Chuck Foreman, Josie, Julio Jones, Sean Lee, Frey, Mike Dicka, Ray Guy, Lewis, Dermontti Dawson, Bob Lilly, K-Son. You got Mike Singletary, Dan Hampton, Rick. You got Gale Sayers, Jim Otto, Eric Dickerson, Le'Veon Bell, Brad W., Paul Hornig, Lynn Dawson, Matt S., you got Joe Theismann, Phillip Rivers, John L., you got Brian Westbrook, LaShawn McCoy, Troy C., you got Larry Fitzgerald, T.Y. Hilton, Gene T., J.J. Watt, Rod Woodson, Luke, Frank Gore, Patrick Willis, Troy C., Tony Dorsett, Arian Foster, Brad W., Rudy Rudiger, and Charlie Taylor. David F., you got Ozzie Newsome, Larry Allen, Gene T., Luke Keekley, Helodian Gata, JP, you got Von Miller, Dick Buckus, Gene, Shaq, Rocky Blyer, Matt S., you got Bo Jackson, Cameron, RG3, David R., John Elway, David R., Joe Flacco, Gene T., Mike Tyson. So let's do it. So let's see if there's any trades. We got Bowman Inception Baseball coming up next.
Nice.
So we'll see if we got any trades going on here. Any trades? And I think Spectra is about close to... Spectra's getting close. All right, Rudy's for trade. Gore for trade. Gale Sayers for Rudy. Looks like Rick, what's up, man? Looks like we might have a trade here. Kason says Sayers for Hampton, maybe? And then somebody said too late. All right, Sayers for Rudy. Is that a trade? Sayers for Rudy? All right, Sayers for Rudy is confirmed. All right, so Rick F., you now have Rudy. And Brad W., you now have Gale Sayers. All right. Gin Vapor, let's do it, man. Come on over, bring me a coffee. I'm all in, man.
Yeah.
All right, Ray Guy for Joe Theismann. All right, so we got Ray Guy for Joe Theismann. So Frey, you now have Joe Theismann. And Matt S., you now have Ray Guy. All right, so any other trades? And Matt says, hey, Rick, Ray Guy for Le'Veon Bell. And Rick says, I already got Guy. And Andrew says, any spots for sale, let me know. And Frey says, hey, Rick, man, Le'Veon Bell for any of my guys. Let me know. Dawson for Guy. Ditka for trade. All right, we got a lot of trade talking.
Lots of trades.
A lot of action going on.
All kinds of wheeling and dealing.
So that'll give me a chance here to see. Well, you guys are talking trades. Let me see which Spectra. Let's add that in the queue line. Spectra 29 is sold out. Let's get that chopped up in the queue line here. Spectra 29. Let's get that on here. All right.
All right, somebody was saying, I guess the Kuechly for.
All right, let's see. Luke Kuechly for Bell.
Yep.
All right. So let me see here. We've got. Where's Mr. Luke Kuechly at? All right, so Rick.
Bless you.
Another sneeze to the side there. All right, so Rick's got Luke Kuechly. And Gene now has Le'Veon Bell. All right.
All right. Somebody said Dawson for Hampton. He said, sure, confirmed.
All right, so now we got all kinds of trades. All right. Let's see. Dawson for Hampton. So Brad. Let me see. Trading Lynn Dawson for Dan Hampton. All right, so Brad, you now have Dan Hampton. And let me see here. And Kason, you now have Lynn Dawson. All right, so any other trades? So let me know if there's any other trades here. We'll chop these jerseys open. All right, Matt, no problem, man. I'll wait a second. I'll give you the rundown. Let me give you the rundown here on what is for sale. All right. So we got some trade talking going on. All right, so we can rip it. Okay. Cool deal. All right, let's do it. Here we go. Let's chop this thing up. All right, good luck. He said the longest jersey break I've ever witnessed. All right, so let's start off here. And let's see who the first one is here. Let's see who we got. This one is Joe Theismann and a golden ticket that we're going to have to random. So we've got a Joe Theismann. First of all, here's a golden ticket. We're going to random this thing off. And there's our Theismann. All right. Nice inscription, JSA'd, Joe Theismann. So this is going out to Frey, who made the trade with Matt S. So Frey got the Theismann, man. Congratulations. So that's awesome, huh? Got the Theismann. All right, let's see who the next jersey is right here. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. All right. This is a Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis. Number 52. Mr. Patrick Willis. Let me see who's got him. Let me see who's got Willis here. Boom, 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 boom. Let me go down the list. This is going out to Luke. Luke, coming your way. Luke, that's you, man. Congrats. And then we got one jersey left right here. Let's see who the last one is going to be. So good luck, guys. Let's see. It is a Le'Veon Bell, so that's another one. They got caught up in a trade here. We had another trade, and this is another one that somebody got from a trade. So Le'Veon Bell is going out to Gene T. Gene T. There you go, man. All right. So Gene T coming your way. And now we're going to have to random the golden ticket here. Gene T coming your way, sir. Le'Veon Bell. All right. So what we're going to do, this is pretty easy. We're simply going to go to random, and we're going to take everybody in the break, and we're going to hit random 7 times. Guy, the number 1 spot after 7 gets the golden ticket. This gives you a 1 in 35 chance of winning an Xbox One. So here we go. We're going to hit this 7 times. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. It's Kason. Kason. Let's zoom in so you can see right there. You got the golden ticket, sir. Kason. All right. Congratulations. So let's get this break on YouTube.